why rappers were scared of Lil Jeff. Number 1. Early life. In the shadowy world of Chicago's drill scene, one name echoed more threateningly than any other: Lil Jeff. Known as Bloodhound Jeff, he was more feared than celebrated for his musical prowess. His reputation extended far beyond lyrics, marking him as a menacing figure, both in the alleys of Chicago and in the hearts of rival rappers. Jeff's story began in the tumultuous neighborhoods of Chicago's South Side, a place where the line between dreams and reality blurred easily, especially for those like Jeff, who grew up amid an environment charged with violence. His childhood was far from typical, as aspirations of basketball fame vanished as the allure and pressure of gang life took precedence. At the tender age of 12, Jeff was already enmeshed in street life, not by choice, but by circumstance. Influenced heavily by his older brother, Jay Boogie, who was deeply entrenched in gang activities, Jeff's journey into the dark corridors of gang warfare was almost inevitable, as whispers circulated by 2014 that this young boy had already claimed his first life. The streets acknowledged him as a formidable presence. Years before, he would even step into rap's spotlight. This early life, marked by premature exposure to violence and gang culture, set the stage for the man and monster Jeff would eventually become. Number 2. Rap persona. Jeff's foray into music, marked by tracks such as The Bloody Family, was not an ordinary tale of artistic emergence. Instead, his music was an extension of his street life, rhythms and rhymes peppered with truths from the sidewalks. While many entered the drill scene with dreams of fame and financial freedom, Jeff's intentions were starkly different. He used his music as a veiled yet unabashed chronicle of the life he led, a life where the stakes were consistently lethal and the feuds personal. His verses didn't just resonate, they struck a nerve, reflecting raw, lived experience that many rappers could only fabricate. The realization that music was just a secondary pursuit for Jeff allowed his street reputation to permeate his artistry. This duality, of being both a feared gangster and a rapper, ensured that audiences and rivals alike listened closely, knowing the harm that could follow the melody. Number 3. Fearsome reputation. Living among the shadowy figures of the Bloodhounds, a gang known for its own ferocity, Jeff's stature as an enigma of fear deepened. Unlike common individuals who navigate violence unwillingly, Jeff embraced it as a tool, a necessity, and an identity. While the streets buzzed with tales of his alleged involvement in multiple murders, it was the combination of reality and rumor that lit the fuse of his fearsome reputation. As alliances crumbled and the once formidable partnership between the Bloodhounds and Trap City disintegrated into hostility, Jeff's audacity in violently expressing his vengeance made him a focal point of terror. Acts of alleged violence were not mere street tales, but stories that underscored the precariousness of life for those embroiled in this street melee with Jeff as their adversary. His reputation wasn't merely built on actions, but was expertly woven into the narrative he crafted through his fearless dealings. Number 4. Origins of feud. The sensitive threads of trust and camaraderie between the Bloodhounds and their erstwhile affiliates, Trap City, tore apart with the tragic ambush of Z-Money. This event wasn't just a loss of Jeff's cousin. It was a seismic shift in allegiances that redefined beef between these clashing coalitions. Jay's, very close to Jeff's heart, Z-Money was more than just a gang member. He was family, his confidant and partner amidst the more precarious and violent endeavors. Accusations quickly turned former allies into hardened foes, with whispers suggesting betrayal from within. Initial suspicions over trivial matters like stolen jewelry quickly evolved into serious matters of life and death. As the lines were drawn and reignition of an old rivalry sparked further violence, Jeff, in a fit of wrath and heartbreak, became the embodiment of retaliation. The streets bore witness as his personal vendetta against Trap City defined and fueled the next chapter of this bitter conflict. Number 5. Street legend. Beyond the boundaries of Chicago, whispers of Jeff's shadow extended, painting him as a grim specter involved in cross-state violent dealings. While there was limited proof, the rumors sufficed to drape him in an aura of terror not confined by geography. Jeff's music further entrenched his terrifying persona. Lyrics laden with thinly veiled threats and retellings of street justice amplified his fearsome mystique. The ease and candor with which he approached violence, casting it as mere banter in viral videos, left many with the realization that for Jeff, the line between life and death was staggeringly blurred. It wasn't just that he was a melange of legend and nightmare, it was his willingness to make that equilibrium a game. A cavalier approach that sent shivers down not only the spines of his enemies, but even the unwashed masses who romantically indulged in gangster lore. Number 6. The Final Showdown. However, like many who tread the perilous path of violence, Jeff found the very fire he wielded so adeptly eventually turned against him. The ominous cycle that begins with a gun being drawn often ends in tragedy, and for Jeff, June 2024 became the month destiny demanded its due. Attempting his own ambush within Trap City territory, Jeff was met with unexpected resistance that severed his story abruptly mid-action. It was a chilling irony Jeff, who had lived by the gun, found himself outmatched in one fateful confrontation. His untimely death was witnessed not merely as a single casualty, but as the closing of a dangerous era he had so vividly lit with his Livewire presence. Despite getting somewhat caught by surprise, it underscored a recurrent, unyielding truth of the street, a truth Jeff had long accepted and ultimately could not escape. The tale of Lil Jeff is not just one of a promising musician, but of an enigma draped in violence and relentless loyalty to the street code. His life and death acted as a stark illustration of Chicago's drill culture, a landscape marred with glory intertwined with bloodshed. Fear did not just follow his name, it preceded it, based on a reality that entwined myth and fact. Songs were secondary to the silent power he commanded, be it through actions or legacies left in cautionary tales. Those who feared him knew it was not lyrical prowess they should be wary of, but the haunting commitment to living life on a razor's edge. As the community continues its cycle of reprisal and remembrance, Jeff's story remains a potent, chilling reminder of the arduous cost associated with respect and notoriety in the gritty world he called home.